back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be trying out some new makeup products. I have here in front of me a bunch of new makeup products that we're going to be testing out. I have a couple of new palettes from Wonder Beauty. I have some items here that are drugstore as well. We have some Ofra, Urban Decay. I have some new lashes to try out. So a ton of new products I'm going to be trying out in today's video. So if you guys want to see this first impressions, testing out new makeup, go ahead and keep on watching. Hair up just so it's out of the way. I have already applied my foundation and primer. I will have them both linked down below. I am going to get started with a concealer now, and this one is the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay. I have been wanting to try this for so long, and I finally purchased it. So I have mine in the shade Light Warm. This is a concealer that has been out for a long time, and I'm just now hopping on board. It was on sale at Ulta, so I wanted to give it a try. So I am just going to go ahead and apply this. I've heard really, really good things about it. I can tell that I got a shade that's a little bit yellow for me. I got, I think, like the second lightest or the third lightest shade. So I don't know. This looks very, very yellow though. So we'll see how it looks when I blend it out. I am gonna apply it to a couple places that I need a little extra coverage on my face as well. I'm not going to use this to highlight just because I feel like if I did that, my face would look really, really yellow. So let's go ahead and blend that out. I'm just going to be using this sponge from Ofra, and I'm not sure how well this is going to match in with my foundation. I guess we will see maybe when I blend it out. It's looking a little less yellow, but it's still got a bit of a yellow tint to this. I'm going to bring this on my eyes as well for a primer. It did do a pretty good job of covering up the imperfections I was trying to hide. I also feel like it hid my bags in my eyes pretty well, and it feels pretty lightweight on my under eyes. It doesn't feel like cakey or heavy or anything. So I want to make sure I give this a fair chance, so I am going to use a powder that isn't new. I wanted to try out a new powder in this video, but I also wanted to make sure that I gave the concealer a fair chance and not like paired it with a new powder that I've never tried. So I'm actually applying it with the Stay Matte powder from Rimmel. This has been my favorite powder lately. I'm just going to do this, that way I can give the concealer like a fair go using it with a regular powder that I normally use. And I actually like to apply a bunch of powder to my under eyes. I find that that's what works best for me. I know obviously that's not going to work best for everyone, but for me personally, this is what looks best with my under eye situation. I find that this is when I get the least creasing and it just looks best, so I leave this sit here a while. To set my face, I'm just going to be using this powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I like to use this big fluffy brush from Morphe, and I'm just going to go ahead and set my entire face because I have not done that yet, and then we'll go ahead and move on to brows. So I do have a new brow product that I'm excited to try out. This is from the brand Joah, which is a new drugstore brand. They are exclusively available at CVS. And I have the Brow Precision Pencil. This is in the shade Brunette. This is the one I'm going to be trying out today. So here's what the brow pencil looks like. It looks like we have a nice fine little tip here that we can use to create brow-like strokes. We also have a spoolie on the end, which I do love when brow products have a spoolie because I personally need them. My brows are quite crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. It is the shade Brunette, like I said, so I'm not exactly sure how this shade is gonna work out for me, but we'll go ahead and see. I'm gonna go ahead and start a little bit on the front of the brow, and then I'll move a little bit more towards the tail. I always like to just kind of give me like a map first, so I kind of start in the front and then I'll work my way over here and just apply like my general shape, and then I'll start filling in. So off the bat, this pencil's kind of reminding me of the CoverGirl one or the Colourpop ones that I've really been enjoying. It has a really nice tip on it, and it's not too fine to where it's hard to work with. And I feel like it's giving like pretty good brow strokes here, especially in the front. And it has like a little bit of waxiness to it, but nothing too crazy, which is good. So there is one brow all done. I will say that this is like a tint, I think a little bit too red for me. I prefer to go more like in the brown with my brows. I know I have like reddish hair, but I prefer more of like a brown brow than like this kind of red. But I feel like it's not the worst match I've ever had. It's just not my personal favorite, so I definitely would get a different shade in this. All right, so we've got our brows all filled in now. I did like the way that this worked. I just don't love necessarily the color of my brows, but I really, really enjoyed this pencil. I thought it was really nice, especially for an affordable eye pencil. So next I'm gonna go ahead and dust this bake away. I normally bring the powder over my lid as well, just to set that concealer. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and move on to the eyes. I'm excited to use these new palettes from Wonder Beauty. So we have two new palettes from them. We have the Chill palette, which is a cool toned, really nice palette. And then we also have the Off Duty palette, which is a little bit more warm. And that one has all shimmers, and then there are a few mattes in this one. So I figure we could go in probably with both of these and figure out an eye look. All right, so I'm gonna start out with the Chill palette right here, and the first shade I wanna go into is Freestyle, which is this one right here. These are cute little mini palettes. I kind of just wish they had like a little bit more mattes in them. Like they don't have very many mattes, so I'm gonna see how the shimmers will blend out on the eye. So I'm just gonna take this first shade and work it into my crease. So I actually just started the show This Is Us. I found it on demand, and I'm already like almost through the first season, and I have to say I'm already obsessed. I know that I'm like really late to the game, and so many people love, love, love that show, but I just never really got into it like off the beginning. I never watched it. So then I was kind of like, well, I'm just late now, like I can't start it now. So I found it on demand, and I was like, well, let me just start this. So I'm already obsessed though. So you guys will have to let me know down below if you guys watch it, but that's been my newest like TV obsession. The shade appears to be blending really nicely, and I actually really like the color of it too. It's very pretty, like it's not too cool toned, it's kind of got a hint of warm to it. I really, really like it in the crease. So up next, we're gonna jump back over to the Off Duty palette, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Shoreline, which is right here. It's kind of like a deeper brown shade, and I'm gonna use this to just further up deepen this crease. I am noticing I have like a little patch spot right here. I don't know if I have a bit of dryness on my eye, but I'm blending and I don't feel that that part's going away right there. So I feel like maybe it's a little patchy right there. I can't tell if it's like dry though. It doesn't really look dry. And when I'm looking at it like in my mirror, it doesn't look bad, but when I'm looking in the monitor, I can tell it like looks patchy on that side. So we'll see if that's the shade or if it's my lid, because over here, I don't feel like it's doing that. Next, I'm jumping back over to the other palette, and I'm gonna go in with a clean brush into the shade Flushed right here. And this one looks like it has a bit of shimmer to it, but I'm actually just gonna use this one in my crease. I actually really, really like this shade. I think it's really, really pretty. I am having a bit of fallout. Anytime you work with like shimmers and you try and use them in your crease, I feel like you're gonna get fallout because they're meant to more or less like pack on your lid, not really blend out. But I don't think it's doing a bad job of blending with the shimmer that is in it. So I'm just gonna dust away that fallout, but I do think that shade was really, really nice. I think it kind of added just a little bit of something to this eye look. Now I want to add an all over lid color, and I think I'm going to go into the shade Starfish right here. This one is the Off Duty palette, and I'm actually going to go in just using my finger. That's my favorite way to apply shimmers, and I'm just going to apply that with my finger to my lid. The shade looks really pigmented, and I also think sometimes when you have like a shimmer like that in the crease, it also blends a little bit better when you have those two together. I think that that's a nice little combination here. Here's what our eye look is looking like so far. I'm really liking the way that it turns out. We do still have this patchy spot right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just let that go on and blame it on my skin because I feel like I just must have a dry spot or something. So I do want to try out some new lashes next. So these are from Eylure, and these are in collaboration with Talia, I believe I'm saying that right. And these are the Lady T lashes. They look like they're just going to be really, really, I don't know, like really natural looking. So I'm excited to try these ones out. So I'm not going to apply these on camera because I hate applying lashes on camera. So I'm going to pop these on my eyes and then I'll be right back. So I'm back. I went ahead and applied the lashes. I also finished up the lower lash line. I basically just repeated everything we did on my lids, and I'm loving these lashes. They are so comfortable, and I love how they look. They're just like a very natural, but not too natural. I just think they're really, really pretty. I really like them. They're very comfortable too. I kind of feel like I cut this one a little short, but it's okay. Like, I feel like I love how comfortable these are. I can't even feel them on my eyes. And I did apply some bronzer as well. I just used the Bronze Goddess bronzer from Estee Lauder, and I only use that because I do not have a new bronzer to try out. And now we can go ahead and continue with the first impressions. I have this blush palette I want to give a try from Ofra up next, and this is the Signature palette. So here is what this one looks like. It is just a really pretty blush palette that has a bunch of different blushes in here. So this is what I'm going to be giving a try. I think this palette is really nice. The only thing I don't love is like the pan sizes of these. I think they're just pretty small to try and find a brush to like dig in there. So we're going to go ahead and try. It does have a mirror on it, which is nice. So I'm going to grab this blush brush. This is from Shayna B, and I think I'm going to actually go into this first shade right here. This one looks so pretty to me, and I don't really have a lot of blushes that are like that. It's kind of like a mauve or purple shade. I'm just gonna apply this on my cheeks. We did get a little bit of kickback in the pan right here. You can kind of see right there, but I feel like it's because the pan is so small and we're putting such a large brush in here. So that is probably why. So I'm just going to put this onto the apples of my cheeks. So I do think that this blush color is very pretty. It's very different. I don't have a lot of colors like this. I normally go for more like pinkier blushes or more nude blushes. So I kind of like the idea of like this mauve or purple blush. I think it's really, really nice. I don't love the pan sizes. I knew that was going to be something that was going to kind of annoy me with this palette. I just feel like it's kind of hard to get your brush in there. You're kind of having to like work your brush around it. But the actual pigmentation of the blush is really nice, and it also gives really nice color payoff as well. So next up I have a new setting spray that I'm going to be trying out. This is from Catrice, and this is the Long Lasting Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. So it says that you can use this as like a priming spray or a setting spray. So I'm going to use it as a setting spray. I like how tiny this little bottle is. It would be perfect for travel. It looks like it has a pretty good spritzer. Has a pretty good scent as well, so I'm just going to spray this before we apply our highlight. I wouldn't expect such a large mist from such a small bottle. I feel like the mister is really, really nice. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like misting my entire face. So it feels really hydrating. We'll see how it looks after we fan it out here, but the smell of it smells really nice as well. So I do feel like that did a good job of like melting those powders into my face, kind of making everything all in one. I'm going to go ahead and apply some highlighter now. I am going to use my Mary Luminizer from The Balm. Sometimes I forget how pretty this highlight is. I swear I could wear this every day. Like if I had to choose one highlighter to wear forever, it would probably be this highlight because it is so pretty. I want to finish off this eye look too with a little pop in the inner corner. I'm going to go back into the Chill palette and go in with Snowbird, this first one right here. And I want to put a little bit of that onto my inner corners. Just adding a little bit of something that has a little bit of a pink tint to it that I didn't see in the pan. All right, so now lastly, to finish off this look, I'm gonna go in with my lippy. This is from Colourpop, and this is one of their Lux lipsticks in the shade 27. I've never tried out this formula before, so this will be a first time for me. The shade looks very fall-like, vampy, and really pretty. I feel like my lips right now are so chapped. This is not gonna be flattering because they are literally Chap City. All right, so here's what the lippy looks like. It feels really, really comfortable on the lips. I will say that because of the chappedness of my lips, I don't think it's the most flattering thing ever, but the shade actually itself is really, really pretty. So after that, this is going to be our final look using all of these new products. And I have to say, I'm kind of loving the way this came out. It's very fall vibes, which I'm super into right now. We are into November, and I can't believe it, but I'm really, really into like these kind of vampier lips with more of like a bronzy eye. And I think that the way that the eyeshadow came out is really, really nice. We did have that bit of patchiness right here, but it isn't like the worst thing ever. I feel like they performed really nicely. I love, love, love these lashes. I think these lashes are like the star of everything we tried. I think they're so pretty, really, really comfortable to wear. Great that they are drugstore as well. Getting into the other products that we tried, I did like the setting spray from Catrice. I did notice a difference. I feel like my face looked a lot more kind of melted together when I did use this, and I love the fact that it's a smaller mini version of it. I feel like with the concealer, we kind of had a bit of a slow start with that. I wasn't sure how it would turn out because it looked so yellow, but now that my makeup's like finished, I don't feel like my under eyes look yellow at all, and I think that it actually blended out really nicely, and it'll be an okay shade match. Again, I got light warm, so I wouldn't expect it to be like that yellow on me, but I think that with everything else, I think it looks okay. Then we have the brow pencil that we used from Joah. I do really like the way that my brows came out. It's not my favorite color ever for me personally, but I really liked the way that the brow pencil was easy to use. I like the spoolie on it, and I do really think I'll use this, even knowing it's not my best shade match. I'll continue to use it. We did use this blush palette from Ofra, and although I really, really like the shade of the blush, I feel like it was a bit hard to get my brush into here with the pans being so small. I wish they were just like a little bit bigger. And this is a little bit of an expensive palette, so I just feel like it's something that I'm gonna kind of have to get like a smaller brush for, or just really kind of have to work around the blush with that. And then lastly, we have the lipstick from Colourpop, and I do really, really like this color. Again, this is 27. I think that the formula feels really nice. It feels super comfortable on the lips. Like, I can't feel it at all, and I'll be curious to see like how long it lasts and everything. I don't think that a bullet lipstick is necessarily the best for my lips right now because they are so chapped, but I've kind of been going more towards glosses, but I think that I'm definitely going to reach for this again. It's really, really pretty. But after that, that is going to do it for this first impressions and trying out new makeup. Let me know what products you guys liked most down below. Also, if there's any other products you guys would like to see me try, drop them down in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.